Hey everyone, it's Dr. Block here, and I wanted to talk to you about reluctant readers. In today's digital age, it can be a challenge to get some kids to read books. They would rather look at YouTube or maybe play video games or anything but read. Sure, they'll maybe read their homework, but that's it. They won't want to read for fun. So this video is about some strategies to help kids become less reluctant in their reading. So the first thing, you got to do is understand your reluctant reader. I have two kids, and one of them was a reluctant reader. Still is a little bit, but what he really liked to read was manga. And if you don't know what manga is, I know some people will not like this definition, but it's basically Japanese comic books, graphic novels. And so we found some mangas that were age appropriate for him, and he started reading those and would tear through them. And he liked it so much that he started doing research on the creators of these various mangas and reading lengthy Wikipedia articles and all sorts of things. I began to do research on Japan and Japanese art, and so it was a good gateway into reading more. So if your child does not want to read much, the good thing is to figure out what is the root cause of this. As long as it's not an actual problem with the ability to read in and of itself, which should probably be looked at by some sort of reading teacher or reading therapist. Oftentimes reluctant readers will simply be disinterested in reading. They haven't ever found anything that excites them. So the important thing to do is to probably, instead of offering rewards and punishments for reading certain things, is to find out what intrinsically motivates your child to read. What is it they're interested in? Maybe they are really interested in bees for some reason, so find books about bees. Maybe they want to, learn how to be a paraglider, so you get them books on paragliding, whatever it might be. There's lots of studies out there that show that if someone's intrinsically motivated to read, they read more and they have higher reading proficiency. I think we can all see this in ourselves. I like certain genres of fiction, and I will be highly motivated to read those. Other genres of fiction, I won't even bother picking the book up. Same with nonfiction. Certain areas of history are interesting to me. Certain types of motivational and business literature are interesting to me. But if you hand me a nonfiction book about how to make ceramic cups, I'm not going to read it. Okay, so let's go for some strategies for motivating reluctant readers. Now, these are strategies I found on the internet and I thought were useful. There's many other strategies you can try, and if you do some internet searching, you can find more. But I think these 5 are probably maybe the best ones. Okay, so the first strategy is read for fun. Create an environment where reading is enjoyable by allowing your child to read with no strings attached. It's not homework, it's not for a reward or a punishment, but just say, hey, every afternoon from 3 o'clock to 3:30, I want you to read. You can read anything you want, but I'd like to see you reading. Strategy 2, always give your child the choice of what to read. Obviously, there are limits. There are some things that are simply not appropriate for children to read, but with that exception, if they want to read a comic book, let them read it. Comic books have words, and they have a story. And that's what reading is. Reading words, processing the meaning of the words, understanding the story, and one hopes enjoying the story. So, standard books, graphic novels, manga, comic books. Maybe your child has a specific interest and you can get them a magazine about that interest. They could read an article in the magazine. Maybe a Wikipedia article. You could, if you don't want them looking at a screen, you could print it out for them to read, something like that. Another thing is to try audiobooks. A lot of the books that I write have audiobook versions as well, and I've had some parents tell me that they will get the audiobook version as well as the ebook or paperback version, and their child will read along with the they'll sight read as the audiobook narrator reads the book, and they find that this really helps their child read. And sometimes they will even slow down the audiobook narration to below normal speaking speed so that their child can keep up if there's an issue with reading speed for their child. So that's a good option as well. If you don't want to purchase audiobooks, a lot of audiobooks are available at libraries as well. Another thing is to try to introduce a new book series. Maybe you have all kinds of books around your house and you're hoping your kids will read them, and they just don't. So look around for something that they're interested in. Take them to the library, browse with them. Take them to a bookstore to browse, or go online to Amazon or some other online bookstore and browse with them and find a new series that they're interested in. Get them book one in that series and see what happens. And finally, lead by example. If you want your child to read more, then you, as a parent, should set an example for them. If you do set aside a half-hour a day where they're required to read something that they're interested in, why not read with them? Or, read in the evenings in a public part of your house where they'll see you reading and they can ask you about what you're reading, things like that. If they can see you enjoying reading, I think they're much more likely to enjoy it themselves. So, another thing you can do, too, is contact school librarians or public librarians and ask them what kids around your child's age are reading. That will give at least some options to present to your child. And so, in conclusion, I'd like to give you a few options. The first is a book series called Wings of Fire. It's about some young dragons who have to figure out the world and go on adventures and things like that, and very popular among elementary school kids. There's audiobook versions as well as graphic novel versions. I'm not sure if the entire series is in graphic novel yet, but they are releasing them fairly quickly. Another group of books is called Warriors. I don't have a copy of it right now, but it's about clans of cats that kind of battle each other, and they're anthropomorphic in the sense that they talk to each other and have different motivations, and there's betrayals and fights and battles and all kinds of things, and that's very popular among elementary school kids. Anything by Dave Pilkey. He writes Captain Underpants, Catman, or Dogman, Cat Kid, a bunch of other stuff. My kids loved those books when they were younger. They're pretty funny, honestly. And finally, I'll talk about the books that I write, which are books set in the world of Minecraft. And a lot of kids love Minecraft, as you may or may not know. And so if you do have a child that likes Minecraft, you may want to introduce them to Minecraft books. One of my most popular books is called Baby Zeke, The Diary of a Chicken Jockey. And these books are available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. You can buy them in collections, like this is a collection of books 1 through 9, or you can buy them individually. Books 1 through 9 is a nice, complete story for your child. It's broken into relatively short books and short chapters. So it's a good book to go through for a child who's not that enthusiastic about reading, but is enthusiastic about Minecraft. And I thought I'd show you another one of my books. It's called The Deepest Cave. It's based on those old choose your own adventure books where you read a couple of paragraphs and then make a decision. And so these are really great for reluctant readers because they can just read, 100 words, come to a decision, make the decision, turn the page to where they're directed, and then either continue reading if they're excited to find out what happens, or they can put a bookmark in the book and start again later. These books are available in paperback and ebook, not audiobook because it'd be hard, I think, to make an audiobook of a choose your own adventure book. Anyway, I hope this video about reluctant reading and strategies to deal with it was helpful. If it was, please leave a like and a comment. If it wasn't helpful, let me know why. What was missing from it for you? I'd be happy to make future videos about this topic as well. So that's it for me. Have a good day and have fun reading.